consistent as I want to, so I just wanted to make sure I got the videos out. But let's just jump in and let you know all that's been going on, because life was really lifing for me. It's coming to a point where I'm feeling more steady, but it was kind of that thing that happens where everything seems to happen at once, and it can be incredibly it just seemed like everything was happening at the same time, you know. This was just maybe a few days or a week after, like, it was officially done between me and my ex. Lost my car. I need to move. Figure out how to get a French driver's license. And then this is like not feeling sorry for myself in any way. It's just telling a story of what happened. It's much better now. This is just life. And I also have my visa appointment coming up in December. It's the 1st of December actually, so you know, in this time I'm feeling, I wouldn't say alone, because my best friends have been my best supporters. They have really been with me through this. I don't know what I would do without my best friends here. They're my family, and they have just supported me, encouraged me, helped me with anything that I needed to figure out. And I just feel so blessed and so safe, you know, throughout this. And obviously the idea of going back to America could have been considered, but I really do want to live in France. I want to just have the option to move back if I want to in the right time, but not just because of a breakup. You know, a guy isn't keeping me. Well, I moved here for a guy, but I don't have to leave because of the end of a relationship. I love this country. I feel like I've made it my home, and I'm not ready for that change yet. Maybe it will happen. I have no you know, we had a little exchange and then she walked away. And I walked away, you know, we kind of separated from there, but I left that little moment with the feeling of, wow, that was such an intentional and present hello to give someone to really stop and not just keep walking and saying hello, but really stop. And seeing that person is the feeling that I felt. And every day after that, it just stayed with me, and I was just so like your number. Okay, you could just be replaced. It just gives me a bad, an ick. But it's just a company being a company, I guess. And that's not something that happens every day. Yeah, crazy. So my coworker obviously felt a bit traumatized by this, now it being her second coworker who she was fairly close to going in a tragic way. So that's that. So here we are. It's been about a month living in my new place. Like I said, I feel good. I feel I have not yet found my balance. I have not yet found my rhythm. As I said, it's a lot of things happening at once, but I'm slowly checking things off of the list. One of the more important things for me to be able to get my new residence permit, which would be a 5-year or a 10-year visa, is that I would have had to pass a level B1 in the French language. So about, I think 2 months ago, I signed up for the test and I was practicing and just praying that I would pass this level, because without this level it would kind of ruin my chances of getting this visa for me as a single person here in France, wanting to live in France. And I'm not fully educated on everything about visas and things like this, but from what I read, that was a necessary aspect to getting the visa. So I got the mail a few days ago and I refused to open it until yesterday. I had my friends come over to see the apartment and we went on bowling, and it was just so much fun. And I told them, I can't open it, you have to open this, and they opened it and I passed. I got like 87 out of 100, so I was really proud of myself. I really didn't know if I would pass or not. The next thing I'm waiting on right now is to be able to take my driver's license test, my French license test, but I have to wait for my request to get approved by the prefecture, the government, and that's taking a bit longer than I thought, because I would like to have a car again. I've always had a car, and I actually thought that I would be miserable without a car, but I'm able to get around pretty easily with the bus, except on weekends and holidays it can be a nightmare. The other day I went out on a Saturday, but it was a holiday, all the kids are out of school, and there's this huge market near where I live, and I was outside waiting in the cold for 2 hours for the bus. Nowhere close to my house, so that was a bit of a pain. So I cannot wait to have a car again. I know exactly the car I want to get, and oh my goodness, I can't wait. So I'm waiting to do that test. I've been studying the French driver's test. That's about 40 questions, and some of them are pretty technical. There's French people who have taken this test maybe 5 or 6 times.